Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, Hall of Famer, Big Game James Wothy, Laker insider Mike Bresnahan, Allie Clifton with Trudell out at Staples. They will be getting sound. Big win for the Lakers. Playoff intensity, James. Lakers only hit 6 threes. They shot 18% from three, but they still win and really dominated that second half. Timely buckets. AD and LeBron played like absolute superstars in the third and fourth quarter. And I'll be honest with you guys, defense was the reason. I mean, it was playoff-type defense against the number one offense in the league. Lakers holding the Bucks to just 103 points.
Yeah, it was sticky, for the number one defensive team to come in and have the Lakers, prevail on the defensive end was a big, big plus for them. 30 of 35 from the free throw line, Gita. That's where they made up for a lot of their poor shooting, particularly from the three. The Lakers didn't shoot that well themselves, only 18% from three-point. But they did an excellent job of, getting to the free throw line. LeBron James, anytime he scores 30 or more, the Lakers are 20-0. So LeBron, once again, demonstrated when they needed buckets, he was able to take advantage of the inside and outside when AD was in foul trouble early in the first half. But the bench scored over 30 points. Kuzma, that was a big plus tonight. It kind of made up for some of the lack of things that they had early in the game.
Brez, for the psyche, whether it's for the fans, the media, whomever, the players, how big was this win?
We talked about it on the pregame show, guys. The Lakers have been great against the teams with losing records, against teams over 500, and especially the really good teams. This has been a struggling issue for them. 0-2 against the Clippers, 0-1 against the Bucks before tonight. Struggled at home against Toronto a couple months ago, kind of a weird game out of nowhere. And now the fans and the media can rest a little bit because the Lakers are this good. And by the way, on a smaller scale, LeBron James yesterday after practice said, you know what, I don't really care about the MVP. I just want to play well and win championships. And I believe him. But tonight, he said to Giannis, look, I'm 10 years older than you. You're going to have to walk through me. You're going to have to bowl through me to get that MVP because he outplayed Giannis tonight.
Tonight, he was the best player on the floor. Let's go back to Staples Center. AD is with Mike Trudell.
All right, AD, offensively, wasn't your night for the first three quarters, scored 14 of your 30 in the fourth. What did you see that started to work there, and how was that impactful?
Just trusting my game. Had some good looks in the first half and missed them. And some guys came to me at halftime and said, just keep going. You're top 5 in the league. Play like it. So, I just tried to come out being aggressive, knowing that's what my team needed. Was able to get stops, hold this team to 103 points. It was a defensive battle. I mean, they're number one. I think we're up there as well, and we're going to be the first team to play some defense, and I think we got some stops, but most importantly, we all picked it up offensively.
You mentioned that you fell behind early. The defense certainly kept you in the game and then held them in check in the second half as well. What was working defensively this time that didn't as well in Milwaukee's building?
Loading up. Giannis he's a monster when he's getting in transition, so we want to load up and make sure that we make sure he see a wall. Anytime he's got a full head of steam going downhill, he's tough to guard. He's finding his shooters, so we want to make sure that we rebuild a wall and make it tough for him. And he got something early in the first. That's on me. Gave him some and ones. But we did a better job in the second half.
Milwaukee's one of the best teams in the league protecting the paint. LeBron was getting in there and finishing at will. What did you see from him tonight, and what have you learned about being his teammate this season?
He's going to take over a game. He's going to be aggressive, and he was aggressive tonight when we needed him. He kept us in the game. Our second unit did a great job of, cutting that lead when they were up 9 to getting it to 2. And then Bron came in and did what he did. So, he's a hell of a player. He's one of the greatest, he said his motivation is being the best in the league, not winning MVPs, and he showed it tonight. Anytime he's there on the floor, he wants to be the best on the floor. It's a battle between me and him every night, because I say I want to be the best on the floor, but, I'm glad we're on the same team trying to compete for that.
Last thing for you, any additional significance, just given what Milwaukee's been able to do for you guys to protect your home court like this in this fashion?
Yeah, we don't want to lose to an opponent, twice. We got another tough one Sunday, but it was definitely a test for us to see where we are on both ends of the floor, and we want to protect home court. We know they've been playing well, and we did a great job tonight holding this team to 103 points, and Coach said the way we're going to win this game is scoring. And I think we did a good job, but we could be better in some areas, but we're happy we got this win on our home floor.
Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, Anthony Davis as the Lakers clinch a playoff spot, 113-103, the victory over the top team in the East.
Yeah, great work right there, Mike. Listen, I want to give both guys their due and their love. LeBron and AD, they combined for 67 points and 17 rebounds. You know, on one hand, James, you know, LeBron took over that game and showed that he is absolutely in this MVP conversation. But you got to give AD a lot of love, too, because he needed to have a game like this on the big stage against Giannis and the Bucks, and he delivered. 25 in that second half, 14 in the fourth. So where do you want to start?
It is so difficult, if you're an elite player like AD with all that talent, to have a slow start against a sticky defensive team. A lot of times you falter, you try to force the issue. I was very impressed at the way he kept his composure. He had to sit for a little bit with the fouls. LeBron took over. But in the second half, AD kept his poise and made a big impact in the game and came up big, +8 in the plus minus 30 points. He only missed one free throw. So he came back in the second half and showed that, you know, he made a big contribution there.
James, I want to jump in because you bring up such a great point. Take us inside the mindset of a young superstar who's probably had this game circled, and he comes out and gets 2 quick fouls, comes back and they call another one. So now he's got 3 fouls and he only plays 10 minutes in the entire first half while everyone's watching this game. How hard is it?
It's hard.
To stay because you want to get out and show right away.
And he's being measured. He's being measured kind of post All-Star game, you know. We talked about the Boston game. We talked about the Philly game. This game against Giannis, and Giannis, I think, got the best of him in the first half, drawing those 2 fouls. You have to be able to realize that there's more game left. There's second half left. How do you change the current situation? He was able to do it with plays like that, good defense. But he was a little bit more aggressive in the second half, getting to the cup. So he did match their physical play in the second half.
You know, it was great for him, Brez. You just saw that defensive play right there. That was during an 8-0 run by AD where they went to him 4 straight times and he got buckets.
Yeah, he was really good in the post down the stretch. He struggled from it for the first 2.5, 3 quarters. And we've seen that a couple times from him. Just kind of getting it shoved out of the lane, just a little bit here and there, just throwing off his game, throwing off rhythm when he's shooting. But I'll tell you what, he was really strong in the post, a couple double teams as well. Not afraid of Giannis either, just going right at him on more than one occasion there and hitting his free throws too. And here's the deal with AD. He spent 7 years in New Orleans, a nice franchise, you know, nice people. I was just there over the weekend. Sure. Very hospitable, nice job down there. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be completely different for him. He got to the second round once, maybe twice with New Orleans. And now this is what he's going to be experiencing, this type of tough, defensive-minded basketball by 2 teams in a very important game. We're barely a week into March, but we're only 5 weeks from the playoffs, guys. And there's going to be a lot of these situations where AD might get in foul trouble, might have a slow start. And this isn't New Orleans anymore. This is the LA Lakers. They have won 16 titles. He's going to have to deliver like he did in the second half.
We talked in the pregame about Giannis and LeBron, and we're going to show you right now kind of what they did head-to-head. LeBron getting matched up with Giannis, scored on him a couple times in a row. Twitter was going crazy. You look at his numbers right here, 37 points, 12 of 21, 12 of 15 from the line, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. I said this in the pregame show. One thing they might not take into consideration, but we do when you watch him every single night, nobody in the league dictates how their team plays and picks their moments better than LeBron James. With AD in foul trouble, that second and third quarter belonged to LeBron. Lakers won on an 18-0 run in that third. And it won't matter when it comes down to that MVP vote at the end of the year. But if you're a Laker fan and you're watching LeBron James tonight, you know why he is considered one of the all-time greats. So 37-32, and now 1-1 this year against each other. And it's definitely a 2-person race. Let's get you out to Staples Center for the highlights. Lakers at home taking on the Bucks, top seeds in their respective conferences.
The break, what was the message, focal point going into that third quarter that allowed you guys to kind of open this game up?
We're right where we want to be. We were 3 for 21 from 3, and we're tied up. So we're in a great position. You know, we missed a lot of easy shots. We could have been better defensively and still held, you know, that team to 48 points. So it was just a matter of just keep playing.
It's under 5 to go, and they're in the fourth. You got that ball on the block. Giannis took the defensive challenge against you. What was going through your mind in a possession like that? 4-point game.
What happened? Did I score?
Yeah, you did.
I think baseline.
I don't remember. There's a lot of plays. I don't have a memory like LeBron. But, you know, I know he had 4 fouls. You know, I just tried to be aggressive. Finally got a chance to play a little bit. I was in foul trouble, so I just wanted to make sure that I kind of, be ultra aggressive since I, set out basically the whole first half and was able to get some buckets in the third and fourth quarter.
It sparked a good stretch for you. You went 5 of 6, had to block a pair of free throws. What was it during that moment that allowed you to kind of find that rhythm again?
Being on the floor. As much as I'm on the floor, it's easier for me to find a rhythm, to get in the floor of the game, and I was able to do that, make a couple shots, get a couple blocks defensively and just talk to these guys, and they did a good job of giving me the ball. And just told me to be aggressive, just having trust and confidence in me.
Eddie, you guys showed glimpses of reaching your full potential in the last couple weeks, the second quarter against Philadelphia. Third quarter tonight, you had that 18-0 run. You and LeBron were a big part of the offense there. What was working, and is that as good as you guys can play or close to it?
Yeah. When we buckle down defensively and play the right way offensively, whether we make or miss shots, we're a tough team to beat. And like I said, we show signs, and we still got a lot to clean up. But at the same time, we know, where our potential is, and if we are able to put a game like that, for the 48 minutes, then we'll be fine. But we show glimpses, and we're still learning. Obviously we're trying to still get Keith acclimated with things, and teams are doing stuff differently. Playing 5 out, which our bigs are kind of not used to, and we're trying to. And the entire team, we're trying to, find a scheme that works for that. We know that's what teams are trying to do to us, trying to spread us out and make us guard them on the 3-point line. So we're constantly learning, but we're also getting better, and we're getting game reps. And the more reps we get at it, the more we talk defensively and just figure it out on the fly, we'll be fine.
What difference did it make to have LeBron guard Giannis more in the second half, and did it add to the intensity of your team?
He took the matchup. I had a couple fouls. He only had one, so he told me at the end of the second when we walked to the locker room that I had West starting the half, and I didn't want to pick up a silly one and half forward, and I go sit down again. And that was a great recognition by him and the coaching staff. So, and it kind of worked for us. We just kind of stuck with it. We were on a run. And then down the stretch a little bit, I went back to guard him, and then he went back to guard him. So just trying to throw different looks at him. Markeith guarded him, Kuz guarded him. So we just try to throw different looks. He's a hell of a player, and we got to constantly, have a team defense against him.
We're going to make more out of this than perhaps meaning. We're going to try and put more meaning on this win. Do you look at it any more significant beating that team with the best record?
No, it was another game for us. Obviously we lost to them up in Milwaukee, so we wanted to get this one. But this game is behind us. We're going to enjoy it tonight, and then get ready for the Clippers on Sunday.
Considering that this is, you've beaten the Bucks now, you've beaten Denver and Utah and Houston. The one hurdle you guys haven't really gotten over yet is the Clippers. Does that feel like something that's missing in kind of your guys' regular season package this year?
I said a little bit. We never want to lose to a team all the time, especially throughout the course of the season. So, this game Sunday is kind of another revenge game. We feel like we had in both games and kind of let it slip late in the game, especially on Christmas Day. So it's going to be another battle and test for us, and we're going to be ready for it.
How far do you think this game kind of shows how your late game execution has come, maybe since the last time you played the Clippers?
A ton. We're executing better. Our ball movement is better. Our spacing is better, which allow all our guys to get in the paint and finish, or find guys. Guys are more confident with their shots, especially late game. We get into the line. We're making our free throws. But most importantly, we're getting stops defensively, and we're locking in defensively and talking, especially late game, and able to get one shot, have them get one shot and rebound the basketball. So both ends on the floor, execution has been off the charts the past couple of weeks, and we got to continue this.
Last question.
Anthony, what does it mean to you to have Jay-Z there watching you courtside tonight?
Who?
What do you mean to have Jay-Z watching you courtside tonight?
It was fun. Have a lot of guys come watch us all the time. So it wasn't anything too special, but to see him courtside was definitely fun.
One more.
Anthony, though the goal is much bigger. You guys did with this win tonight clinch a playoff berth for the first time for this franchise since 2013. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, when we are one step closer to our goal, it's definitely a huge accomplishment for us, for our guys. Guys like Kuz, AC, to be in the playoffs for their first time. But we still got a long way to go. Still a lot to work on, and still a lot to get better at. So, it's just another thing we can check off the list, and one step closer to our goal.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Anthony.
Lakers are back in action on Sunday when they face off the Clippers for the third time this season. The game can be seen on ABC, but we've got all the pregame coverage starting at 11:30 a.m. right here on Spectrum Sports. We've got more to come. LeBron and Anthony Davis combined for 67 points in the win, 113-103, the final score at Staples. We'll take you back inside the Laker locker room coming up next.
Access Sportsnet Lakers is driven
For the Milwaukee Bucks, but LeBron and AD dominate the second half. AD, 25 of his 30 in the second. 14 in the fourth. LeBron, the team now goes to 20-0 when he has 30 or more points. Let's hear from Frank Vogel. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Frank, you guys are now 20-0 when LeBron scores at least 30. Just wonder if the correlation between his being aggressive and scoring at that point and kind of how that sets things up for the team when he's been obviously the best passer.
Yeah, I mean, he's having that kind of scoring production, obviously helps the cause and moves the needle and sets our defense. And, when our defense is set, we're really good, as we saw tonight. We had when we get in the half court, this is really a defensive win for us. And, both LeBron and AD scoring the ball at the way they were help us set our defense.
Frank, that first half played out like a fight, right? It was really intense. The defenses were really functioning at a high level. What was that intensity like in the first half?
It was playoff intensity. I felt like I felt like our guys had playoff nerves or whatever. It felt like they were just a little hesitant and needed to settle down. And I think we did a little bit after that first time up, or really after the first quarter, and just got into a little bit better rhythm. But it definitely felt like two teams feeling each other out, and had a playoff atmosphere to it.
So, Frank, after the first half of the third quarter, can you just take us into whatever adjustments were made, or how much was that LeBron performance, 14 points in the quarter, I think at plus 11, was just him picking apart what he saw?
Well, that's just him being assertive, and he's going to do whatever it takes whatever's needed to win the game. And what is more impressive to me was his defense on Giannis. Starting in the first half when AD was in foul trouble, we need somebody to step up, and for him to take on that assignment and still do what he did offensively, just an incredibly remarkable performance. Two-way performance. So. During that stretch, he's a basketball savant, so he obviously felt like, he needed to assert himself offensively with the coverages, and, he did that, and was obviously a big part of that stretch.
Frank, when they were making a run late, you needed some offense, and AD gave it to you. What was different for him maybe in that fourth quarter?
Well, I just think his first half was disjointed from the foul trouble. You get a little hesitant. You don't want an offensive foul, and you're thinking about the defensive end, and I just think he got into a rhythm, and these guys have a good feel for picking up the slack. LeBron carries the load a little bit, and either he fatigues or he comes out of the game, and it's time to play through Anthony, and that doesn't always mean playing through the post, but he did score in the post a few times, but we got him involved in some movement action as well, and. Obviously, with what he does on the defensive end, an incredible two-way performance by him as well. So both of those guys were spectacular tonight.
All right, guys, LeBron James was fantastic. you just have to tip your hat to how hard he played on both ends of the floor tonight. Big game, James. Big win for this team.
And, I know we talked about Giannis having a slight edge for MVP. After tonight's game, LeBron kind of stepped up. I think he's really top candidate for MVP because of his age and the way he's elevated this team. But tonight, he outplayed Giannis. I know Giannis had a good game, but LeBron took it to him when he had to and dominated in all facets of the game.
I thought Frank Vogel brought up a really good point. Some good two-way play, too, from LeBron. Last season, we talked about it a little bit. It was not a great defensive season for LeBron James. And you know who knew that more than anyone? LeBron James. Yeah, he played, 55 games last season, a very long offseason for him, done on April 9th. That gave him several months to, A, get better, and B, think. And just realize what did not go well for him last season. And I'm sure defense was one of those things that kept crossing his mind, like, I need to get better. I really need to do stuff for this team to really elevate them. It helps to get AD, a couple months after your season ends. No doubt about that. But I think LeBron really showed everyone his two-way prowess tonight. Really impressed by him.
All right, AD is now speaking in the locker room, and Allie Clifton is there. LeBron James with a game-high 37 points. He's speaking with Mike in the locker room.
LeBron, Avery Bradley was saying he felt the tone change for the team in the second quarter when you picked up Giannis, and just wondering what your mindset was and how you thought they could push forward.
Well, my sidekick right here, he picked up a couple of early fouls, and it was my opportunity to just take the challenge, and I didn't want him to get another one. Even though he ended up getting another one anyways. But just taking the challenge, man, and taking the responsibility, defensive end, and that's what it all came down to.
We know you have the point guard role on the team now, and you're leading the league in assists, but the team is now 20-0 when you score at least 30. Is there anything about just being aggressive and how you've seen that filter out in different games?
No, it's just, it's all just predicated on how the defense is guarding me or what I see throughout the course of the game. I don't never predetermine what I'm going to do. Take the gaps when they're there. If I get a double team, try to find the right man and not turn the ball over and kind of read and react.
Is there anything that you guys take away from this, just given how well Milwaukee's played throughout the season? Anything that you might learn that you didn't know already at this point of the season?
No, we learn from every game that we've played this year, both wins and losses. You got to have a growth mindset, and you got to be able to grow in losses and be able to grow in wins as well. And see things that you could have done better, things that you did well, you can apply to the next game and things of that nature. So there's always a growth mindset for our ball club.
Building on the idea of you guarding Giannis tonight, Chris Paul did an interview a couple weeks ago with a friend of yours, and he said that guys don't guard the other guy in the league today. How much truth is there to that? Obviously, in tonight's circumstance, that's not true. And if it is true, why don't we see it more often?
I don't know. For me, I just take the challenge. Like I said, AD. Giannis starts at the 4. And a lot of times in our league, you get cross-matched, meaning like if Wes Matthews is going in a defensive end and we miss a shot, I have to run back to the guy that's closest to me. You get cross-matched if he's trying to run across the floor and trying to take a matchup. But, what allowed me to kind of switch the matchup tonight was that, like I said, my all-star picked up 2 early fouls, and I couldn't afford him to get another foul because Giannis was he went downhill a couple of times and got AD, out of position. But just taking the challenge and understanding that if I take the challenge, then the rest of us will take the challenge as well. We all did that. It wasn't just me.
How much preparation did you do going in for the potential of guarding Giannis?
Same prep I do every game. I watch film on the opposing team. I watch their last 2 games on the way in here. Take me about an hour and 15 to get here on the game day. So it allowed me to kind of lock in on what they do best. But there's not any more preparation than I do for any ball club or any individual. Just always trying to have myself in position where if the matchup occurs, then I'm always ready for it because I'm prepared.
You're talking about the idea of taking on the challenge of defending Giannis, but when he was going up against you defensively, how were you approaching him in those circumstances? When Giannis was defending you in different plays, how were you approaching that matchup on the offensive end?
The same way I approach any matchup. Don't predetermine what I'm going to do offensively. If I have a one-on-one matchup, I try to, exploit that, be aggressive. If a double come, then I know I got a 4-on-3 on the backside. Try not to turn the ball over and get a good shot.
Milwaukee's been leading the league in paint points against this season. I think around 38. Now you were, I want to say, 9 for 9 in the paint. Was there anything you noticed about their coverages where you were able to get to the basket so often and finish?
Well, it starts with our bigs. Our bigs did a great job of screening. Trying to alleviate, pressure on the ball for me and my defender. And then once I just kind of see a crack in the defense, I just try to read and react, and get into the lane. If I had a couple of times I got into the lane, they brought 2 to the ball. I was able to find AD on the lob. I was able to find JaVale on the dump off. He was able to, make the layup. And then a couple of times I was able to find a lane for myself, just being aggressive.
LeBron, this is just 2 games, but how big is this weekend for you guys? Milwaukee tonight, Clippers on Sunday, just to kind of see where you guys are at.
I don't think we need a weekend to see where we are. We know who we are, but it's great competition. And to have an opportunity to compete at a high level versus, some of the great teams that we have in our league, that's fun and that's exciting. But we know who we are. We know what we're capable of, but we also can be extremely excited about playing in great atmospheres. And tonight was a great atmosphere, and Sunday will be as well.
The totality of the third quarter, you guys had an 18-0 run at one point. You outscored them by 11 for the quarter. They have the best record in the NBA. Did you guys as a group, in some ways, reach a level that you haven't maybe gotten to yet this year?
I don't know. That's for you guys to talk about. Our coaching staff put a great game plan together. We just try to execute that, try to not make no mistakes. We made a lot of mistakes in Milwaukee when we played them last time, and when you're playing against a great team, they will make you pay if you make mistakes. So we try to lower the mistakes. You're going to make some throughout the course of a game because it's a 48-minute game and you're playing against a great team. But if you can just lower the level of mistakes, then you put yourself in position to win a ball game, and we did that.
LeBron, you guys, with the victory today, clinched a playoff spot here, snapped that 6-year scoreless streak. Does that check a box for you, especially after the season went last year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I came here to put this team and put this franchise back where they needed to be. The league is not what it is if the Lakers are not winning. And that was one of my responsibilities and one of my goals when I came here. And last year, I wasn't able to fulfill that. Hurt me to my heart to go down December 25th with the growing injury that I had. Knock on wood. But, I said congratulations to Kuz and the AC for their first time they'll be in the postseason. And it's just anytime throughout the course of a season when you have little milestones, you're able to acknowledge that, and it's a good step in the direction for the franchise. So.
Last 2 questions, please.
The last couple of weeks, you guys have been able to get wins back against really good opponents that have beaten you, Boston, Philly, tonight, obviously. How does the fact that you guys are sitting at 0-2 against the Clippers sit with you guys?
We have an opportunity to get better on Sunday because we know how well they've been playing as of late. They're in full strength. We're in full strength, and we look forward to the challenge to see how we can match up with them again. The first game, we kind of threw that game out the window. It's the first game of the season. Who were we? Who were they? They had way more returning guys than we did. We were still trying to figure out ourselves. And then the Christmas Day game, we didn't play to our capabilities. We played great in the first half. In the second half, we let it kind of get away from us. So we just look forward to see how, if we can continue to play good basketball, no matter win, lose, or draw.
LeBron, apparently the possibility has arisen of playing NBA games without fans in the arena just to be safe because of coronavirus. Have you thought about what that might be like?
Who?
What?
We play games without the fans?
Yeah.
It's impossible. I ain't playing. If I ain't got the fans in the crowd, that's what I play for. I play for my teammates, I play for the fans. That's what it's all about. So if I show up to an arena and ain't no fans in there, I ain't playing. So they can do what they want to do. All right, appreciate it.
Appreciate it. True, I'm not hosting any shows.
I ain't playing.
No fans are there either, so we've got that going for us. 8 rebounds off the bench. He's speaking with Allie in the locker room.
Kuz, with tonight's win, you guys did clinch a playoff spot for the first time since 2013 for this franchise. What does that mean to you? How excited are you for that?
Super excited. I've been here for 3 years, and my first 2 years it was kind of rough. A lot of L's and a lot of development, and organization's done a great job of bringing Anthony in and some other guys to allow us to compete for a playoff. So it's exciting.
When you think about how tonight went, you guys were tied up 48-all there at the break. What do you guys see in that third quarter? You put together an 18-0 run, really opened up the game.
We just, held it down defensively. We knew that, in order to win this game, our offense was going to have to carry us, and we didn't play our best offensively, but we got enough stops and not enough key backs to get set. Really allowed us to pull out the win.
We, of course, are going to try and make this more than it is. Just another win, or do you look at it beating that team with the best record more significant than that?
It's more significant for sure. They handed us our worst loss of the season, and for us to come back and fully strength and beat them, definitely a big game for us.
How you get the Celtics back, you get the Bucks back, and obviously you got the Clippers coming up on Sunday. How important do you think it is for sort of that mental edge of, we can't beat anyone, we literally have beaten everybody?
It's huge. It's huge, especially for us to beat the Bucks and laying the table for Sunday. We got our eyes on it, and we've been waiting for this game. So, took two tough losses to them, and play them again. So every time we play one of the marquee teams, it's huge for us. So.
Time now, big game, James, for a little Access 360. What are you breaking down for us?
Well, it's difficult to stop Giannis. There's ways you can do it, and there's some ways you're just unstoppable. We're going to take a look at some of the good and the bad. The Lakers did okay, but here's what you're up against with Giannis. You see, he has the ball in the backcourt right here. Now, it looks like the Lakers have built the wall. There are 4 Lakers, but watch how he is able to dissect. If that wall is not solid, he's still able to get to the bucket with his length. Here's another situation. He's on the fast break. Now, this time, you're going to see Green, AD, and Bradley's kind of stop him off right here as he goes back. McGee's able to get back in and get the interception. Once again, once he gets down low, kicks it out, weak side has to be ready. No rim protection here. McGee and LeBron have to dig in and get this because one hop and he's into the rim. Now LeBron, stronger, more physical, and you see the backline defense ready to go. Switch off. Danny Green on him now. Moves his feet laterally. Good defense by the Lakers here. Everybody's on a string. Once again, good D, forcing a tough shot, but the Lakers did a better job in the second half of not allowing Giannis to get to the cup as easily. Everyone was alert. The back line, weak side defense, hands were ready. I think the Lakers had 11 steals in tonight's game and a lot of deflections.
Yeah, it was a big talking point at practice yesterday for the Lakers. Hey, Giannis really hurt us when we played at Milwaukee in December, especially from three-point range. Frank Vogel said, guys, let's respect him a little bit, towards the top of the key, but do not overplay. Do not let him pump and get past you. So the Lakers did a really nice job. A, Giannis made only 1 3 tonight. And B, anytime you can kind of make him shoot under 50%, you're having a good night, and that's what they did. Anytime you can kind of make him shoot under 50%, you're having a good night, and that's what they did today.
All right, more to come on Access Sportsnet. Lakers. Anthony Davis scores 30 points in a matchup of the league's 2 best teams. We'll have more post-game reaction coming up next.
Access Sportsnet Lakers is brought to you in part by Lincoln.